The CRAFTSMAN RP Brushless Impact Driver, 5,000% more runtime, 800,000% more power. No, seriously, this is a nice tool. 1,500 inch-pounds. If you're going to use this on lug nuts, I wouldn't recommend it. It's 125 foot-pounds, 3,500 impacts per minute, 2,800 RPM. Pretty sweet tool. Variable speed trigger. There is no transmission in this, so you're going to have single speed gearing. This is your transmission. It is going to be perfect, and it's going to make sure that you know how to run a trigger, and I think that is awesome because every guy who's using one of these should. We're going to go through this guy top to bottom, compare it to some other models that we have out there, see how it does, and just generally take a look at it. Stay tuned. This guy is pretty small, $99 bare tool. We're going to use this with the 5 amp hour battery because you're not going to get the power that this says it has with the small 2 amp hour battery. So if you buy it in a kit or you get a bunch of these little 2 amp hour batteries, upgrade. You're going to be thrilled with the amount of power that you'll get out of these 2P batteries. Now here, this is the perfect storm. People are going to want to drive these guys home quick, but if you go too far, you're going to break bits. Nice. The variable speed trigger on this is very, very easy to control. You can get a nice slow start. You can speed up slowly. You can slow down at the end. Very easy to use. If you need to go quick, you want to blip it, you can do whatever, but just easy. I can hear it already, but it doesn't have the power of my Dewalt. You're right, it probably doesn't. And I absolutely hate this test because who cares if it's just a touch slower, but I think it's a good base and a way of showing how much power this actually has. I've started 2 of these legs. Let's just see how it goes. Now I have to say, it seemed like this side cracked and went down super fast. This wood has been used quite a bit, but let's just take them out and see what happens in reverse. So even reverse gives us the same results going between these two. Let's try one more. This time we got the Triple Hammer going up against the CRAFTSMAN. We're going to switch sides in the woods in case there's a little bit of difference. Let's see how this goes. Still slower. Yes, this is absolutely ridiculous with the 9 amp hour battery, but let's give it a try. The opposite side, Dewalt's got the 6 amp hour battery on it. Let's see what happens. Still significantly slower. While it's cool to have a super fast impact driver, I think that for most people they're going to use it with standard drywall screws or little screws, and I think the variable speed trigger on this is going to be most important. You know, starting the screws is easy. It's fast when you're doing these small ones. I'm not even really just giving the trigger everything it's got. It just buries things quickly, and I think it's controllable. You can get the screws nice and flush. Except for that one that went in sideways. This wood is definitely old, and it's got its own mind. But it definitely works quick. And I think that's one of the big parts about this impact driver is the trigger. It's smooth, it's easy. Now we have some really short screws here. We can still put them in quickly, but get off the trigger, everything responds quick. Look at this. That was a bad one on the bit. It's nice, very controllable for someone who's going to use this for multiple different tasks. Could it be woodworking, building a deck? Obviously, if you're doing larger legs, it's not the fastest, but it'll still get it done. Is this the fastest impact driver out there? No, it's not the most powerful, and it's not the cheapest by a long shot. $99 for it isn't horrible. That's $50 less than probably one of my more favorite impact drivers, or what we're comparing to here. And it's giving you the ability to stay in the CRAFTSMAN line, which is going to be important for a lot of people. Now, the dual speed thing, I don't see the difference. I rarely use my impact driver on level 1, but when I do, I really like to have that control and the slowing of things down. If I was an electrician or working with something like that, I wouldn't use this. I'd want the level 1 for putting in small screws, electrical outlet covers, things like that, and it would be important to me. So for this, I kind of downgrade this a little bit to more of a DIY or a specific person or specific job for that construction guy. If you're just in decking, you're never going to use level 1. You're going to simply just give her heck, let it go, and it's going to be okay. So I guess look at this tool, look at what it'll give you, look at what it has, and decide if it'll do the jobs that it'll for you. If it'll fulfill all your jobs, awesome. I think it's a good tool. It seems to have good quality. It's got the Dewalt trigger, and that's one of those things that I absolutely love. The controllability of this trigger is absolutely awesome. Power is good. You get into these longer legs, it takes a little bit longer. Kind of expected that since the specs didn't match up to everything else, but it still doesn't have poor specs at all, and you have a gamut of batteries to use it on. That is enough rambling. If you're interested in that tool and you're looking at it, it is not a bad tool, and if you're in the CRAFTSMAN line, find that guy on sale, pick it up. Sold at Lowe's. I'll put a link in the description to it. As always, leave me your comments. Always curious what you're thinking about this tool, other tools we got, other comments of things that happened in the video. Also, give us a like in this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.